Welcome to SunnySpeaks. Here again with another review for you, and you. And today I'm here to talk about She Rides Shotgun, directed by Nick Rowland and starring Taron Edgerton, Anna Sophia Heger, Rob Yang, and many more. Polly is a 10-year-old girl that finds herself on the run with her estranged father after he picks her up from school, which surprises her because he's been in jail for most of her life. As their journey together continues, their bond grows stronger because of the danger and darkness they are experiencing. Will Polly survive this ordeal? And if so, will she ever be the same? I believe this is based on a book by the same name. I knew nothing about this movie walking into it, and I'm glad I did that because it made the experience a lot more interesting, following the breadcrumbs the story throws out for the audience to follow throughout the story. Let's start with our main character, Polly, played by Anna Sophia Heger. Child actors and actresses, I think, are set to an unfair standard. It's so easy for common audiences and the auteur appreciators to point out a kid in a movie and say they suck, or they took me out of the film, but I doubt anyone would say that about this little girl's performance. Polly is a great character and deals with more emotional weight than I expected throughout the film. She's brave and strong and smart and clever, but also powerless in many of the situations her and her father find themselves in. And the way her fear is characterized is really well done on a writing level and execution from the actress. 85% of this movie is from Polly's perspective, not just who you're following, but how the action is shown in the cinematography. Much of the action seems massive, even slightly romanticized, which makes sense since if you're seeing the film through the eyes of a 10-year-old, they would look at these grown men fighting each other and beating each other to death with a sense of awe or even wonder because of the heightened emotions of the situation. For me, not only did Anna Sophia Heger's performance ground the movie in a really effective way, but I feel like the director, writer, and crew did a great job enhancing her performance in ways that never feel like she's being held back as an artist, only platformed further. Taron Edgerton plays Nathan McCluskey, Polly's father, and a former member of the Aryan Brotherhood, which is something I knew nothing about walking into the film, and I think it should be said, just in case that creates hesitancy for any of you to watch this film, because I do understand. Following a former Aryan Brotherhood member can be a lot for a person to want to get on board for. Nathan McCluskey as a character is damaged, not smart, dangerous, but has a heart and love for his kid that helped me see past a lot of his flaws. Again, seeing the story from Polly's perspective helps with that a lot. Taron Edgerton's performance is great and shows how good of an emotional actor he can be, while also still being a cool action star and still feeling believable because the movie is supposed to be grounded. Like I said before with the breadcrumbs sort of storytelling, I loved how they reveal his character slowly, and if I had any information about his many tattoos that are on display, maybe I could have picked up some clues earlier just from his visual presentation. But in the very beginning, you have no idea what's going on with him or why he's acting so erratic, forcing you to feel Polly's confusion and fear, and how they slowly lift the band-aid to see the many wounds and fears Nathan is running from. I thought worked very well. And of course, the chemistry between these two, if that doesn't work, we don't have a good movie. And for me, I never questioned their believability. It's interesting with that because I know I'm watching a movie, it's all I do, but I seek immersion within a story. And with She Rides Shotgun, when the current subject was Polly and Nathan on screen, I was fully invested because of their performances and how much heart and care you can feel towards the other. The problems with this movie arrive when we travel outside of our two main characters. Rob Yang plays John Park, a detective that is slowly uncovering a conspiracy happening in New Mexico that everyone is quiet about. Police storylines normally lose me because it never feels as interesting as the main storyline, and I feel like I can tell the quality of the writing dropping off when a obligatory good cop storyline is added in something like this. But for the most part, it didn't bother me. Rob Yang is solid as Detective Park, and how he sees the community he exists in is interesting because of him being Asian when most people around him are white. It adds a level of tension and respect for the mission he's fighting for. But I would be lying if I said it kept me as captivated as any of the scenes with Polly and Nathan. This movie also has some reveals later that are not the best in my opinion, and because the movie thinks it's ahead of you the entire time, some of these reveals can feel either lazy or awkward because it's not that hard to gather where the story is going about halfway through. And while having no issue issues with any side characters introduced. They come and go very fast, that some of it feels unnecessary, especially when there is no payoff with any of the side characters that show up, really. And though I think it's cool that we're able to go on this road trip journey with these two characters and meet these different people that were a part of Nathan's past to kind of peer into what his life was before Polly, I think using that time to focus on that dynamic more and understanding the connection that Polly had with her mother would have helped a lot more of the emotional weight even grow further, and even question more between their dynamic and why Nathan hasn't been around Polly as much, or just something to fully grasp the family dynamic, because that was something even after leaving the theater I had my own questions about. And I think we could have used that time with the side characters with just more fleshing out of our main characters that are the best part of this movie, in my opinion. Overall, I would give She Rides Shotgun a mostly cloudy rating. While being a movie I enjoyed more than I expected, I did leave the theater feeling like it's a little forgettable and definitely cliche by the end. But its flaws doesn't take away from the greatness of both performances by Taron Edgerton and Sophia Heger. They are really great in this movie, and they should get props for that. This movie would be a way bigger deal if it came out in the 90s or 2000s. The story and dynamics is almost like Leon the Professional meets American History X, but to me, the first thing that I thought of when I was leaving the theater was a mix between Good Time and The Order. Two movies that I like a lot, but I actually think I prefer She Rides Shotgun over The Order, even though I think The Order is a better made film. This has been my review of She Rides Shotgun. If you have seen She Rides Shotgun, let me know what you think in the comments down below, because perspective is key. If you haven't seen She Rides Shotgun, let me know if this review makes you want to go see the movie or not. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'll be back again. Peace.